Today we are going to learn about copy monitoring objects, and for that I'm going to create a new file over there, and let's choose this template and let's go for this project. Okay, so we will go to collaborate, and there uh, is this copy monitor option. Okay, so when we will choose this copy monitor option, suppose we are going to start our architecture project, but for the whole building, we already have one structural model, and according to that, we have to create our architecture model, right? So all the grades and the levels will be the same. So should I create the same thing, right? I shouldn't be creating the same thing. I should copy. So for that, I need that file which is already exist. So for that, what I'll do, you already know about this link Revit file. So let's go to this link Revit and let's choose that Revit file. So let me come to this desktop, and there is Revit, and let me choose this structural file over there. And what will be the position? That is internal origin to internal origin. Let's click on open, and here it is placed. And after that, we can move it also like this. We can position it. Okay, and you can come to any elevation. There you can see that there are some levels also, right? So if you don't need this level 2, so what you can do is you can simply delete this. So from this floor plan, that level 2 is also deleted. Okay, so now we will copy this one, and about this one, this level 1 is matching with this 101 first floor, so I can rename it simply, or I can delete it. So I have two options. So let's go to this collaborate tab, and there you have this copy monitor. Okay, now what you are going to do is select link, as because this is a link file, and if you are uh, doing it within your current project, okay, to monitor, so that you can use this current project. Let's go for this select link, and this is your link file. So you will be selecting this link file, and after that you will be going to copy. You will choose this copy option, then you will be selecting those objects like this datum elements you will be selecting. So those will be copied, and those will be sorry, those will be monitored as well. So what does monitor mean? That if you change the position, like the main file has the position, and after copying it, if you change the position, so here you will get some warnings that you are changing the position which is not matching with the main file. So that you will get some warnings, so that you can identify that you are changing shouldn't be done. So we are generally copying to have the same thing over there, so that's why we are using this copy and monitor option, right? So let's go with this copy, and let's select this, and when you select, just hold on. Yeah, when you select, this is copied here, and here you are getting this like this heartbeat symbol. So this is mentioning that it is being monitored now. All right, and let's copy this again, and again this is being monitored and copied, and let's not select this one. let's select this one. Okay, fine. And let's come to this level 1, and here I will copy this grids. Let's select this. Okay, and now let's go for finish. All right, and here you can see that we have created some levels over there. So for this level 1, let me rename it with this 101 first floor. Okay, so that's because all are in caps. Let's okay, fine. And now here you can see that we have created our levels, but that uh, plan is not added according to these levels. So for that, what should I do? Do you know this thing? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So if you miss this one, then come to this view tab, and there is one plan view option is there. Click on this drop down. So what you need, floor plan. So floor plan according to this, right? According to these levels. So you will be selecting all of them. So you selected this one, and while selecting the last one, holding the shift button, you click on it. All the other levels in between that will be selected. So let's click on OK, and here you can see all of them are added. All right. So now our copying is done. So now I can come to this manage and manage link, this manage link, or in this insert tab also I have this manage link. So about this one, I don't need it anymore. So what should I do? Remove it. Let's go for OK and OK. So I have removed this Revit file. I don't want that anymore. So I have these things. So let's position it. Here you can see. So that is done, and now I can start working. Okay, so this is how we will be creating. Fine. So this is how we can copy from any file, and now you can see if you select this one, and as because that file is not present anymore, it is not being monitored. Okay, so you need to have that file. Let me just undo it. Okay, that is not present. All right, no problem. You can have that file again, and if you select that, there will have some monitored option. So let me do that. Uh, have something to show. So let's go to this first floor, and let's go for link Revit, and let's go for this one. Let me move this one. Let me go for move this to this one, right? And let me hide this, and about all of this, let me delete. Okay, and now let's go for this one, HR. Okay, now let me come to this collaborate, and let me quickly copy them. Let's go for the select link, and let's go for copy. and let me show you with this. Okay, so let's go for finish, and here you can see that when I'm selecting this one, you are getting this stop monitoring option. So your main file should be present within this, otherwise it cannot monitor it. All right, so now if you change this position, if you change this position, here it's showing you that this coordination monitor alert grid moved. When you'll be moving it, it will show you this warning. All right, you can ignore that. If you really need to move it, if you really need to move the position, you can do that. So for that, what should you do? Go to stop monitoring option, and then you go for this move. Now you don't need to monitor it, you just needed to copy it, so that you can do. All right, suppose you need to monitor it again. So for that, what you can do is you come to this collaborate, and go for the select link, and this is the link, and you will be monitoring it. Okay, like this will be monitored. But here, as because you have changed it, so it cannot monitor it. So let me reposition it. So here you can see that there is no monitored, and if I change it, no monitor. Okay, so now I want to keep the monitoring on. So for that, I will come to this collaborate, and here I will select this link, and let's go for monitor now, and now select this, and now go for finish, and it's being monitored now. Okay, and let me, I think I'm missing something. uh, okay, so let's go for this select link, select this link. Yeah, so here you can see that this is being monitored now. Here you can see the symbol. So for that, what should I do, how you can do it? So use, let me cancel it again, and now you can see that there is no monitored option now. You come to this collaborate tab, go for this select link, you mention this link, and then you go for this monitor, and then you select this grid. Okay, and then you have to select that Revit link grid, and you click on it, and now the relation is established, and it is being monitored now. And now let's go for this finish. Okay, and here you can see this is being monitored now, and if you change this position, it will show you the warning again. Okay, all right, so this how we will be creating this monitor option. And after that, uh, in yesterday's class, we have seen how to place our dimensions. Now about changing the dimension styles and all the settings about our dimensions, we will cover in this class. So let's go to this annotate option, and after placing this, let's place some dimensions over there. So here you can see that we have placed our dimensions, but I hardly can see the arrows and the text height, right? So for that, I will be selecting this one, and here you can see that we have some list of dimension styles. We can choose any list if all of them are same, so that what I have to do is, or I need that particular dimension style, but in that particular dimension style I need some changes, so that I come to this type properties window, and I'll be changing this type. So here you can see that dimension string type is continuous. So the dimension string type is continuous mean, like if you go for dimension di is the shortcut, then you select this one. Suppose from this grid to this grid you are placing, and here you can see that it's continuing from the last dimension, the last end, it's continuing. So you can select and you can place your dimensions like this. Okay, so that is about your uh, dimension string type is continuous for this type. Here you can see that dimension string type is continuous. And if you go for this baseline, so there will be one base, and from that base all the dimensions will be counted. Okay, so let me go to this base line, and here you can see, click on OK, and here you can see that this is the base, this is the base for all the dimensions. From this to this is being calculated, from this base to this end. Okay, so that is the base for all the dimensions. That is about your baseline. String type is baseline. Suppose if you need to calculate like this from one base to all the end, so that you have to decide that your string type will be baseline. Okay, and now let's go for this ordinate. So ordinate is basically like from the origin it will calculate the x value. So for this dimension it will show you that that end, what is the distance, what is the distance from the origin. And let's click on apply and okay. So here you can see that I have started from this end, so this will be the origin. So here you can see that this end, this point is 0, and this end, this point is 8128. So 8128 value is being calculated from the origin, that is this end point or this point, right? So this point will be your origin, and from this point it will calculate all the values. Okay, so that is your ordinate. So ordinate generally from the origin it's calculate the x y coordinate or x y value or the x y distance values. Okay, so next go to this edit type now, and here you can see that tick mark is now diagonal 3 mm. So that is this one, this diagonal 3 mm. So you can change this. Here you have some lists. So it's go to this filled triangle, this one, and here you can see. Okay, so if you need that type you can go for this one. Okay, so you have some other options like this. Okay, so let's go to that default one, and for those tick mark, line weight is 1. Sorry, not for that. That is for your dimension line. Line weight is 1 and tick mark line weight is 4, so that you can change it there. So let me show you that if you go for this line weight over there, and let me go for 5 or 15, and if I go for this apply, and here you can see it. Let me go for this OK, and there let me uncheck this thin line option, and now you can see this is okay. So when you have this thin line option, so you will have this, so it will be overwritten. So if you really need to see this thickness for your dimension, so you uncheck this thin line, then only you can see it. So let's go for 1, and you can go for tick mark line width. So for that, if you need to see it, so uncheck that thin line option. And about dimension line extension, so the dimension line extension is 2.4 mm. So let me show you that. This is your dimension line extension. Okay, so let me select it and go for this edit type, and this dimension line, this dimension line extension, that is let's go for 1, and let's click on apply and OK. So here you can see that this is now less, and let's go for more. So let's go for 5 mm and apply and OK, and here you can see this dimension line is being extended to 5 mm. So you can apply with this one. Okay, and this witness line control, that is gap to element, and how much gap it is, that is 1.5. So what is that? So this one is your witness line, this line is your witness line, and it has some gap from the element which you are selecting. From that element, it has some gap over there. So that gap is your 1.5 mm, and for the witness line extension also, that is 2.4 mm. So here you can define how much gap will be there, and how much it will be extended. Okay, so that is all right. Just give me 1 minute, I'm coming back. Give me 1 minute. Okay, thank you guys. uh, so yeah, now about this center line symbol. So the center line symbol is M center line right now. So this center line symbol is for those radial dimensions, your diameter, and arc lines. So this kind of dimension will have this center line symbol. So let's go for that, and here we don't have right now. So what we can do is we can create one. Let's go to this walls, and let's create one. Let's create with that, and select this, go for CS, that is create similar. So you'll be creating that similar very easily, and let's go for this radial, and I'll be matching that. So here you can see that it has this center line, right? This center line. Okay, so if you go to this type, and there you can see it, like this center mark is there and center mark size is there, so you can match with this one. So let's go for MA and let's select this, and let's go for this one. Okay, so this is specifically for this one. Let me choose from here itself. So here you can see that we have this one. This is the type, and here you have all of them. Okay, so that is your center mark. Okay, center mark location is before value, center mark size is there. All right, so this is how you can define it. All right, so uh, about this one, we were defining it. So for this radial dimensions, we have particular dimensions already. So this will be for your linear type. All of them are for your linear dimensions. When you will be selecting for any radius or radial objects, there will be one radial dimension type. Now let's work with this linear dimension type, and this is the dimension, and let's edit them. And one thing I should mention that before changing this thing, you must create a duplicate. Okay, now suppose you need to work with this one with the default. So if you remember all of the values which were in default condition, that's very good, but it's not possible to or it's hard to remember all the default values. So the better you create a duplicate with all your desired name, and you change all the required changes, and then you can use that duplicate one, and the original one will be there. So if you ever need that original one, you can use that with the default values. So that's, you should practice always with the duplicate option, and then you go for the changes. Okay, and what is the center line tick mark? That is your default center line tick mark. Center line symbol is there. Okay, uh, so that is about the color. And let's go to this text width factor. So the text has no width, that is only one width. And about underlines, italic, bold, so this thing you can do it. And about this text size, so here you can change the text size for your dimensions. So let's go for like 25, and let's click on apply, and here you can see that is applied. And about this text offset, so from this there is some gap over there, so that is the text offset. So like if you go for, let's, so I'm giving this bigger values to just show you. So here you can see that is the offset, text offset 150. So that you can define over there, like it was earlier 1.75, that is okay. And about this read convention, that is up then left. Okay, so that is, I'm okay with that. If you need to change it, so here you have this, like this horizontal you need, let's click on apply, and here you can see you can have this. And about the font, that is Arial. Now you can change it whatever you like. Okay, so let's go for it, and here you can see. Okay, and about this unit format, so the unit is according to the project settings. So if you want to override for this particular dimension, like you need to check it in inches. So there you uncheck this use project settings, and here you change. and about rounding decimal places, so that you can change also, and you can place your symbol, unit symbol over there. Okay, so let me go to this millimeter, and let's do that. Use project settings. And about alternate units, so you can see like alternate units, inches, one decimal places, and let's go for this symbol. So let's click on OK. So if you use this alternate units, so like alternate units, let's select this to the towards the right or towards below bottom. So you will have one alternate units below your main unit. You click on apply OK, and here you can see that you are having it. Okay, so let me change this read convention to left then up, and let's click on apply and OK, and here you can see. All right, so and this one alternate unit prefix, you can add some prefix over there. Alternate units suffix is also there. Okay, now give some text offset over there. So for that, let me give 15, and let's click on apply and OK. All right, now let me change it to right side, apply, and here you can see that we have that. All right, and about equality text, so when you will make equal, so it will show you equal, EQ, this symbol, it will show you this equality text. Okay, you can change here also. You can type your own thing, like when you will make equal, what will be shown here, so that you can type it. Now about the equality formula, so about this total length, here you can change this one, so let's not do that, and let's click on apply all the changes now, and here you can see that is you have applied. And now let me show you one more thing, that when you move this text manually, so here you see that you have one leader, that is arc type leader. Let's go to this edit type, and here you see that the leader type is there, arc. Okay, you can make it line, and then you can give this leader tick mark if there is any leader tick mark, this. Let's go to this fill dot. Okay, and apply and OK, and here you see that is it has this fill dot. Okay, so when you'll be moving like that, it has this leader, and about this, it also have some like this. Let me bring it back to arc again. Okay, and here you can see that show leader when text moves away from origin. So when you will be moving your text away from origin only, it will add that leader. But that is not my requirement now. When I'll be moving beyond witness line, then it will add leader. So you know this is the witness line, right? So if I move beyond this, here you can see when I'm moving beyond this, then only it, so this, then only it's showing you. So the main unit, here you can see that main unit has crossed this witness line, and after that this leader being added, right? Okay, so this how you can manipulate your dimension style, and you can apply, and you can also create your own dimension style with that. Okay, and here you can see that this edit witness line is there. So from this one, one dimension you can add another. When you want to continue from this end, so what you do is, suppose I want to continue from this end. So what I'll do, I will select from this end, I will select from this end, then I can go to this edit witness line, or else I can press EW. Okay, after selecting this I will go with EW or this edit witness lines, and then and you can start continuing it. Okay, so like this you can place all your dimension styles over there. So this is about your uh, linear dimension style, and you can also change like this. If you are going with this spot coordinate over there, like this, sorry. Okay, so this one also has this type over there, and you can change this one. All right, so what is the elevation base? That is your project base point, rotate with component. So if you are moving your component, if you are changing your component position, it will also rotate with that. So you can check it. And about leader arrowhead, so this is the type. Here you can see that this is the arrowhead type. There you can change it. About this leader line weight, okay, and color, and about this symbol, so this is the symbol, so there you can change this symbol also. And about this text, you already know how you can change it and what are these. So there you can add units and everything. So for this also you have this line, sorry, this dimension style you have for this one. And for this spot coordinate also you have this one. Okay, so that is the type. And if you don't need this leader, you can uncheck it. Okay, and here you can adjust this one, this grip, and you can uncheck this. If you don't need this break, you want to continue, you need a continuous one line, so that you can uncheck this leader shoulder. Okay, and about this edit type also you have some uh, options like the same. So here one thing is there, like you can see that north south indicator is north and east. Suppose you need x and y value, like x and this as your y, or east as your x and north as your y, so that you can give and you apply and okay, and here you will have your x and y value. Okay, so this way you can manipulate all your dimensions over there. Okay, so for this spot slope and all, you can do it, right? So that is not any difficult. Now let's come to this one, and let me delete this. Okay, and now let's go for some views. So suppose I need a detailed view for any particular, like stair. I have created one stair over there. Suppose I have created one stair. So let me go with this default one. Okay, and just edit quickly, just to show you that in your project one stair will be there, but you need to provide all the details about your stairs. So for that, what you will do, uh, you can go for this view, and then you have this call out tab. Okay, so this call out view, you can choose to create any detail view. So that call out region you can define with this sketch, or you can define with rectangular. So what will be the call out regions that you can define with this sketch? You can sketch the region. So that is rectangular here. So let's go with that rectangular, and let's so click and hold and then place it up to this, and here it is created. And come to this project browser, and here you can see that this 101 first floor callout one, that is created now. And here if you come, now you see that this is created, and this is your callout region. If you change, that is changed. Okay, so that is your callout view, and this is your particular and specific for this stair. And here you can add all your dimensions, all the text for this detail, you can add it here. uh, and then you can, when you will be placing this call out, here you can see that come to this, let's come to this first floor. Here you can see that this there is nothing, right? This dashed lines are there. So that the dash line is this view number, and this will be your project number or the sheet number. There it will be mentioned. So when you place this, like let's go to any sheet and let's create any new sheet, and let's go with this default A1 metric. We will come on this sheet option later. So let me place it. So just what I'll do, I'll simply drag and drop, and here you can see that this is your first view within this sheet. And what is the sheet number? That is A101, right? And now come to this first floor now, and here you can see that this is added now, 1A101. Okay, so this how you can create one call out view over there. All right, and now let's go for this section. Okay, we will create one section view. So let's place this one. So you can change the directions also. So let's place it now. So from the first option you will have the direction, and after that you have placed it. And then you can also go for this rotate. Now let's just flip it now. So now you have seen this, this is changed. Okay, so how much you will be uh, seeing within the section view. So that is defined by this box, and after that you can rotate it as well. So let's, okay, sorry, this is not rotate. Okay, and this is for the selection cycle. Like this is your section head, this is your section head symbol, and there was one trail there. So if you click, so this will cycle through this tail, this section head, and nothing. So that is for this cycling option. Okay, so you can have this like, and suppose here it's making the confusion which one is the grid line. So here you can make a gap, and with this one you can change like this. With this grips you can change the like this, and here you have this section view. And come at this bottom, and here you can see one section for this section view is created, and this is your section 1. And here you can see, right? And here you see that nothing is added now. When you will be adding this to your sheet, when you will add that section 1, let's drag and drop there, and this is your second view within this sheet. So now let's come to this section, sorry, first floor. and here you can see that is added to A101. Okay, so this is the section line over there. Let's select this one, and here you also can change the view scale, so that is matched with this floor plan over there. And if you want to change that, you can change also. So here you can see that this sheet number already added, and you cannot change this one as because that is as per the sheet where you have placed it. Okay, but you can change this detail number, like you can make it 5. Okay, so that you can make it 5, and in this sheet that will be changed as well. All right, so like if you want to change this as a fifth view, so that you can place over there. So we will come on this sheet and this view, placing all your views within this sheet. We will come on to this later. Okay, so this how you can create your section view and your call out view. And we have one drafting view over there. So if you need to create any 2D view or any uh, like uh, introduction page, so that you can go with this drafting view, and let's go with this drafting one, or you can name it like introduction or intro. Let's go with that and click on OK, and here you can see this comes with this 1:10 scale. You can change it later or as well, you can change it later. And here you can create any 2D lines, and there you can show it like all the details about your. So let's go with this detail line, and here you can add like this box where you'll be adding all the information related to your project. So when you will be saving it, they will and then when you will open, so this will be the first page. Okay, so when you will land to this introduction page, you'll have all the information uh, related to your project, and then you will be heading towards your project and model. So that's the better way. So you can create one your introduction file over there. So let me check. I have one already created. Let me check. Just a minute. Let me open it. Okay, so give me a minute. Let me go to that file and let me check. Okay, so now let me open it over there. Open project. And let's go for this and open. So here I had normally created this one. Okay, like this you can create like this. Okay, so that is your drafting view over there. And when you will be opening that file, you will landing towards this introduction page, and then you will go for your project there, and you can check all your floor plans after that. So that will be better. It will give you some better idea over there. Okay, so that you can create. So that's the example. Let's close this file. Okay. uh, about creating drafting view, now let's come to this one. And here you can create your own camera view after placing your camera. So let's switch into any 3D view. Let's check. Let's go for this 3D view, and here you see that is there. And let's create one camera view. Let's place one camera. So let's place this camera over there, and we can direct it towards this. And now you can see that this is your camera. So this camera 3D view 1 is created. Now come to this project browser, and here you can see 3D view 1 is created. Now let me rename it, and let me change it to camera view for better understanding. Let's create the camera view, and here you can see that this camera view has been renamed. And we can change this. So here I will select this. Now come to this 3D where you have placed your camera over there. Now you can come to this front, and you can change the position for your camera over there. You can change the position for the camera. Okay, so let's change this position like this. And this this one, to drag it like this, upward and downward, and this one towards horizontally. So let me show you that. So now you cannot select that pink little grip. So press tab after placing this mouse pointer. Press tab, and it's highlighting now, and now you can click and drag. So like this you can change. Okay, now you can change this field of view, that FOV. So you can come to this camera, and here you can change it. This one you can change it like this, and here you can see that is been increased. So this is how you can simply create your camera. Okay, and when you deselect it from here, uh, you cannot see that camera in your 3D view. Within this 3D view you cannot see that camera. So how you can select that camera? You have to come to this camera view, and then you have to select this one. So this is how you can select your camera. Okay, and then you can see in this 3D view. So that's the only way to select your camera. Okay, and you can size, you can change this size from here, width and height. All right, and this, you can go to this scale. So if you change this, it will lock this proportion which was initially set. So 209 by 96 is the proportion is initially set. And now if you change this width, it will automatically be updated like this. Let me show you, like 300. If I go for 300, and here you can see that height is automatically updated, locking that proportion. So that you can click on apply and OK, and here you can see that is quite updated. And that's how you can set your camera view. And now that is locked, and here you can see that you cannot change this view now. Okay, all right. So this is kind of you can say that within this floor plan you are generating this crop view. So it's kind of like you are creating your own view with this camera, and that will be locked. Okay, until and unless you change that camera position and all the camera thing. If you don't change it, so this view you cannot change generally, like this 3D. Here you are changing like this, you cannot change there. So until you change this camera position and the view position, uh, it will not be changed. Okay, and it doesn't matter that in this 3D view, in this general 3D view, even if you are changing anything, this camera will remain same. Okay, so that is dependent only on this camera. All right. So I hope you understand till this part. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Sir,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry, whatever you thought, everything we understand. Like we need some. In the beginning, you said like we are going to do this like this, and we at the end also we should know. Like you thought so many things. Can you give a recap of everything like what you thought today, or outline what and all options you thought us today, like a small, short and simple recap.
Okay, at the last end.
Yeah, at the last end, like if you are going to finish, before you will say that what we are going to today, but after that you are showing so many options, so we are a little bit confused, and we have to see the video again and again, like
Okay,
step by step, what you're doing, we are not getting it.
okay, okay,
So a small recap will be useful, sir.
okay, fine.
Okay,
All
sir,
right.
thank you.
Okay, sure. So today we have learned about copy monitor. So here you can see that after inserting one Revit file over there, and we copied this datum elements over there, and this they generally being monitored in the default condition, and you can uncheck and you can stop monitoring. So that depend upon your requirement, and after completing your copying task, you can remove this file from this manage link option, and there you can remove it. So then after that we have learned about placing your dimensions and changing the dimension styles from this edit type option, and there we have all the type parameters for your graphics, your text for the dimensions. Okay, so that we have learned today, and next we have learned about creating our views. So call out is for creating your detail views, and we have uh, created section view with this option section, and these views will be added to the sheet, and according to that this number will be provided, the view number and the sheet number, and this section line can be split with this icon over there. So and then you can change this length with this grip point, and this is the section view box. You can also change this drag and length. You can flip it around to change this, and there it will be reflected automatically. So that's how we were creating this section view and that detail view. And we also have created one drafting view. So for that we have this drafting view. So you can create any 2D detail view. Okay, so with this drafting view option, and about placing our camera. So camera placement is necessary to fix one 3D view. All right, and with that you can render it. So this will be your rendered view, or you can execute this into your project as well. So you can place in this sheet with that view, like this one you can also place it over there. Okay, so this how we have created our views. All right, so these are the things we have learned today.
Thank you, sir, it was very helpful.
Okay, yes, definitely. All right, then if you have more questions you can ask me. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.